outreach by Library Service Northern Ireland to find the most popular books in Northern Ireland. Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, it was in conjunction with National Libraries Day back in March, I think it was. We asked all our customers to nominate their favourite library book that they would like to see in the perfect library.
And I remember, was it March time that I was over there? We were doing readings, and there was a mental health element involved in the whole thing. It was what was
That was the Harold Fry book.
The Harold Fry book, of course. Yeah. Was it part of the same outreach?
Well, no, it came before it.
Came before it, yeah. So where did this idea? It seems to me that there's a think tank somewhere at the heart of library, maybe in a library shelf somewhere, where you have half a dozen people sitting, coming up with ideas for library to take it forward.
Well, it was some of us were just talking to each other, thinking, how could we celebrate National Libraries Day? And we've always sort of wanted to know we have issue figures and things like that for books, but we wanted to know what would they put in their ideal library? People coming into the libraries are saying things like, oh, why haven't you got a copy of such and such? So we decided, right, we'll ask them, what would they put in their perfect library? And so we got them all to nominate their favourite book, what they would like to see. And it was mainly for fiction.
Yeah.
We did have the odd agent would send in something like maybe the dictionary. There's not much of a story to it. No. It starts with an aardvark, ends in a zoo. But the spelling's very good on it.
The spelling is very
not
good
much of a plot.
Absolutely.
But we come up with this, we narrowed it down to 164 titles that we would put in the perfect library.
Right, what's your favourite?
Well, out of them all, I would have to go for number one, Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Why?
Well, that was, I think I was about 13 or 14, and it was one of the first books I ever read properly, as opposed to stuff you had to do for school.
Yeah.
And I thought the writing in it was so funny and futuristic. It would appeal to the average teenage boy.
Yeah. Were you, forgive me asking, were you a kind of a book nerd?
Not at all, no. I never read a book at all.
Until you got involved? Well, you read the
Well, I read some at school that I had to read for O-levels and things, but apart from that, no, it would have been music magazines and things like that.
Talk to me about the popularity of books at the moment. We're into these things called, they're like tablets and they're...
iPads. And
they're all reading books of these things.
Yeah, well,
but you can't open the pages and you can't smell and you can't touch it.
It's not quite the same.
No.
But, for people who are on the go, busy lifestyles, you could just maybe, pull over if you're driving around the country, just have your lunch, tap your iPad and start reading your book.
Yeah.
But personally, I would rather just flick through the pages.
There's a loveliness to it. But I was in the train yesterday going to Dublin, and they all get on at Dundalk. And the train's bulging at the seams. There's so many people on. First thing is done, the iPad is brought out, or the laptop's brought out, and they log on to the wireless Wi-Fi. And first of all, I just noticed it took this guy all of 10 minutes to get logged on, and then the thing's all over and he's working away, and totally transfixed by it. And the whole computer age has taken over in a kind of way.
It has.
Do you see that in the library situation?
Yeah, well, a lot of people just come into the library to use computers because it's a free service. And then we'll have free Wi-Fi in the branches now as well. And again, back to this, like a lot of these titles are available on our ebook service. So you can download them. You don't actually have to take the physical book.
Yeah, but we're back to the nasty type of thing. Maybe nasty is the wrong word, but I mean, we love books. The smell of the paper and the leather and stuff like that.
Yeah, but we have to keep up with the times. We can't be left behind.
There you are.
There's some libraries and
he's speaking now the firms talk, because that's where you're going.
Well, there's some libraries over in the continent. There's no books in them. It's just
books,
computers, and that's it.
My goodness. Can one still in your library find? I started my journalism career 50 years ago in the Frontier Sentinel in Newry. Can I still go in and access the Frontier Sentinel?
Of course, yeah. It's all microfilm, yeah.
Microfilm, it's all there.
You can go in and read your first ever article.
My goodness gracious.
Can you even remember what it was?
I can't, unfortunately. I can't. Goodness, it's so long ago. So, many of these are available. Even this is beautiful. The sort of book images down the side. Many of these are available in Uri.
Oh, well, this whole entire collection
Yeah.
is around all the libraries.
So we can
So,
get
so the
these.
full 164 titles are available in your library in a separate collection. There's
Yeah.
multiple copies of each one.
Yeah.
And the thing about the list too is we didn't want them to come up with a sort of an academic list of books that people thought that they should be reading. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Ulysses
yeah.
and
Oh, no,
stuff
no,
you can't
no,
get around.
no,
It's
no.
the sort of stuff that they want to read. You know,
Yeah.
popular stuff.
Yeah.
And like we were surprised at some of the entries that
Yeah.
people did put in, but the most popular one out of the whole lot was To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
It's a perennial favourite. Nearly everybody who's read it thought it was a fantastic book.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm looking there. You know, things that catch my eye. Star of the Sea.
Yeah.
Farewell to Old Ireland.
Joseph O'Connor.
O'Connor. That draws me in. Of course, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. My children grew up on that.
Yeah.
And then I'm fascinated with the notion of the lost boy. You know, what is that about? It could be anything. And then, of course, the portrait of the artist as a young man. I'm not sure I could get my head around any of that stuff. The Secret of the Tides, you know. And then we have, we need to talk about Kevin. That's a huge one, isn't it?
Yes, it was.
I think is that about a boy who has autism? Is
Well,
that the one?
it's one of these ones he gets into school in America and blows away half the staff.
Yeah, yeah.
One of those types.
And then America again, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Sure, it's a lovely title, you know.
But it's a good mix of genres. It's like
Absolutely.
horror, crime, sci-fi, romance,
Yeah.
children's classics, the whole lot.
Yeah.
I think one of the most popular ones is that Philip Pullman, which is
Where is it?
The Amber Spyglass, Northern Lights, and the
Oh,
Southern
yeah.
Life. It's part
Yeah.
of the trilogy.
Yeah. And is there a storyline that's
crossover.
coming through them?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's all linked. It's
Yeah.
a crossover novel. It appealed to adults and children.
Yeah. That's all good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's-
think-
there's plenty of local,
Yeah.
Northern Ireland
No,
authors
yeah.
in it too.
I find the library fantastic insofar as people are using it to go in and sit down and socialise, go in and sit down and read the papers. And other people will go into it, God love them, because they haven't enough money to heat at home and they've got a bit of
It's a free
pleasing
open space.
environment. It's a
Yeah.
free open space. And you do good things too. You're very much associated with the Macmillan coffee morning thing. That
Oh,
was
yes.
huge in Newry, yeah. But Ella, you're now no longer in Newry, Peter.
No,
You
well,
started in Newry, did you not?
I did. I started in Newry. I was there for about 10 or 11 years.
Yeah,
And then it was Moore Point.
yeah.
And now I was sort of behind the scenes, work for the stock end of.
But you're not a behind-the-scenes person. You're up and good.
No, but I
and
still
out.
like to go out and mingle around.
Yeah, that's good. I just wouldn't like to think you were on a shelf somewhere being
No.
ignored. That wouldn't be the good thing.
Not
indeed.
yet.
So, do people join the library still, or if it's conceivable that anyone out there is not in the library, how do they go about getting involved?
Well, they can either just come into the library, bring some identification, proof of address, and they can join up for free. Or alternatively, if they want, they could just do it from home,
Yeah,
online.
online. God, we've come a long way.
Yeah,
Haven't
you don't even have to get up out of the chair.
Peter, thank you very, very much indeed.
problem.
That's Peter Hughes in with me from the Library Service Northern Ireland. And Uri man gone to the top. That's
Yep.
what we like to see. God bless you. Go
Thanks,
well.
Ron.
Take care.